Hello, everybody. Happy Thursday. This is a good watch list coming in for Friday, March 17th. Okay, today we're going to get started with Meta, META. Meta is coming in at $202.80 a share. They're up 3.6% today. Relative volume 2, and they have a daily trade range of $7 a day. $531 billion market cap for Meta. News is they are able to read through the brainwaves audio and understand what somebody listened to through the images on the brainwaves. In my opinion, it's cool, but this type of a thing should have already been done, I feel like. This is like basic, like just one step forward that I thought people would have been working on, but apparently I should have invented this shit. Anyways, Meta, that's cool news, but I think somebody is also able, I don't know if this is Meta or not, but I did hear about a company that's now able to reproduce an image that somebody saw through their brain. I'm not sure if that's Meta, but if it is, that's more of a powerful thing, in my opinion. But anyways, besides that, Meta AI unlocked millions of proteins to aid in drug discovery also. So a couple cool pieces of news for Meta. Next on the list is ENZ, ENZ Biochem, $2.48 a share, ripping today post-market, up 19% on the day. I mean, they're going to be up 100% on the day tomorrow at least. ENZ with a relative volume 4.3 today, 10 cents daily trade range, $58 million market cap for ENZ, selling their lab to the company called LabCorp for approximately $165 million. That's ENZ. Okay, FRC, First Republic Bank, 28.45 a share, up 9.9% today, basically 10% today they're up. Relative volume 2.9, $12. They have a $12 trade range right now because of the recent moves. So trade range is currently boosted at $12.94 per day. $6,380,000,000 market cap for FRC. They got bailed out something like $30 billion or something like this. FRC. I'm trying to avoid all the bank drama, but it's just flowing into the scanners, so there's not much I could do about it. And next up, we got Microsoft. That's what I could do about it. I'll provide Microsoft for you guys. We got Microsoft ripping today, up 4% today. Let's get basic with this. $276 a share. Relative volume 3.1. Average trade range $6.95 a day. $2 trillion market cap for Microsoft. They are adding artificial intelligence into their AI Office suite of products. Excuse me, into their Office suite, not AI Office suite. All right, next up, Visa, V stock ticker. Currently at $217.40 a share. Today they moved positive 0.5% with a relative volume of 3.5. Daily trade range is approximately $4.40 for Visa, and they have a $457 billion market cap. No active news, but the volume has come in heavily here, and we got bought up heavily off of the 200-day moving average. So that's a good sign for a bounce, possibly back up to retest the 50-day. 50 days currently up here at 223 a share. We're currently at 217. Okay, that's Visa. Next up, we got AMD and NVDA as a combo. I've been looking at an AMD for this golden cross since like over here, I think. So this has been fun seeing it occur eventually. Debit spreads work well if you can't time things very well with all this volatility that comes up with stocks. I'm finding out. Or if, for instance, you're not there all day long too, which is my case. I can time things if I'm sitting here watching stuff and able to tell what's going on each minute, but I'm not good at doing things overnight and for multiple days while not watching it. So debit spread works, protects you a little bit. That's AMD. Not a recommendation, but they did finally break out of this range. I'm not sure how much more room we got to continue. Maybe a test of 100 at this point might be in play. NVIDIA, when NVIDIA goes up, it just continues to go up in a ridiculously crazy, awkward fashion and not stop too often. It looks like we've had a pullback here and a breakout of that range. I mean, when NVIDIA breaks out, this is what happens. Who am I to say it's not going to happen again? I mean, 280, 282 in play at this moment in my eyes. I don't see why not. NVIDIA just does this, so it like undeniably fights upwards. It's crazy, this stock. Very cool stock. Okay, not undeniably, but it just seems that way. Intel is next on the list. Intel's at $30 a share. They're up 6.2% today with a relative volume of 1.8. 97 cents is a daily trade range for Intel. $124 billion market cap. Upgraded to neutral at Susquehana, if I say that right. And what is their price target? Let me pull up the price target for you really quick, just because I didn't write it. $26 price target. Not good, actually. Not as good as it could have been when we're currently at $30. 26 price target. I'm labeling that on the notes. Intel. Next up, we got Keys. KEYS. $155.39 a share. Today they're up 0.6% with a relative volume of 0.3. $4.17 average trade range. $27.6 billion market cap for Keys. Keysight Technology. Executive board getting switched up, which sounds healthy because they're using words called transitioning. So that's cool. Good stuff. Chart's interesting. Huge gap to fill. 180, 163 to 180, give or take. And moving on. FedEx, FDX. Today, they are ripping off their earnings. They were at closed around $200 and $202 today, but after market are now up as high as 220. They're currently at 227.60 a share. Just on the day pre-earnings drop, they were up 4.5% with a relative volume of 3.5. Average trade range is $5.67. After market today on the earnings, we moved like $25, give or take. 51.5 billion dollar market cap for FedEx, ripping on their earnings. Earnings per share beats by 70 cents, and the sales missed actually by 500 million. All right. Next up, we got three banks that I'll display because these are some that look like they're just acting a little different than the others. USB, maybe not either. That could be a freaking disaster to say, but USB at least has a gigantic wick off of its bottom here. It's not consolidating at its bottom like FRC, dropping to new lows, consolidating in the low range, not wicking today really either, but it did get bought up off its lows. So that's cool. I don't know. This is a hard sell here for me, but I'm putting it on here finally because eventually these banks need to bounce, and I'm just keeping my eyes open. This one is an interesting one too. FITB, a big wick, kind of a failure of that wick up, and then these candles also are wicking up as well. So I don't know. Possible that it's trying to hold above its lower range here. Maybe getting ready to bounce. That's all I'm thinking. Which one's going to bounce? And Key Corp is another regional bank. A big wick and more wicks as well next to it. Trying to hold above the lower ranges that it created with lower highs. I'm sorry, higher lows. Excuse me. Something like that. And eventually, again, this will need to... Some of these are going to bounce. And when it's determined what banks are going to be doing differently and which banks are really going to be going downhill and get affected bad, I think we'll find a little more out, but that's that. Next up, DLR, Digital Realty Trust, currently at $102.97 a share. Today they're down 2%, and they come in with a relative volume of 2.4. $3.45 average trade range, $30 billion market cap for DLR. They're offering a mixed shelf offering of $1.5 billion, which in an interest rate sensitive company that does real estate and realty stuff, I think it's not really a good sign when any interest rate based companies or interest rate sensitive style companies are selling shares right now, like SVB did, due to interest rate stress. This may be one sign of failures and possible downside action to come. That's DLR, and that's last on the list for today. Thanks for checking into another watch list. I appreciate you guys. Have a good night and a good trading day for Friday. Thank you very much. God bless.